Hello, welcome to Albright College. My name is Wendy Barkis, and I'm the Academic Program Coordinator for Organizational Behavior and Applied Psychology. I do apologize that I'm not able to be there in person for your orientation this evening, but in addition to being the program coordinator, I also do teach in the program, so that is why I'm not able to be there with you this evening. I wanted to take a moment to introduce yourself, to tell you a little bit about what I do in the program, and then also to let you know how you can contact me if you have any questions. The best way to reach me is through my email address, which is up there on your screen. My office is located in Bethlehem, but I do teach at all of the sites, and from week to week my schedule is always different, so the best way to reach me is through email if you ever have any questions. And I will be teaching the first class for your cohort, so in 2 weeks after you complete your e-learning course, I will be there in person to meet you and also to answer any questions that you might have that aren't answered tonight, or if you think of them between now and then. So my role as academic program coordinator includes a couple of different responsibilities. First and foremost, I'm here to answer any questions that you have about the program, and if I do not have an answer, I will find somebody who does. Secondly, I am responsible for staffing your courses, so if you ever have any questions about maybe who your professor is going to be for an upcoming course, because maybe you have to travel for work and you're not sure if you're going to be back on time, for example, and you want to let your professor know before the course begins, you can reach out to me for that. Other things that I do, if you do have any questions about grades, for example, there is a chain of command that you do need to go through, and Nancy's probably going to go through that if she hasn't done so already. But the first step is always to talk to your professor, and if the issue can't be resolved with your professor, then I would be brought in and we would all meet and take a look at what's going on. And then, as I said, I also teach in the program. So in addition to myself, we do have 3 other full-time faculty members who teach in the program. We have Dr. Lindsay Phillips, Dr. Laura Galletti, and Dr. Lisa Hain. And we all teach a number of different courses. And we do have certain locations that we tend to gravitate towards. So depending which location you are at, that would determine, which full-time professors you are going to have. But we also have about 30 adjunct professors who do work in the field, and they have a wealth of experience that they do bring to the program. So what I usually do during orientation is to talk a little bit about student expectations, what you can expect in the program, and I know Nancy's probably going to go through some of this as well, but I also just wanted to reiterate some of the important things, and I know this is a ton of information for you your first night here, and we don't expect you to memorize everything or remember everything, but do know that we are here to help you. In addition to myself, your enrollment advisor is also going to be a big help for you, and we also have a good support staff in the ADP office who can also assist with questions as well. So if you look in your bag, you received not only your textbooks for your first course, and the blue APA Style Manual is a book that you do want to keep throughout the duration of the 2-year program. One of the things about this program is that it is heavily weighted on writing. You will become an expert in writing papers using APA style at the end of 2 years. So please make sure that you do hold on to that book, because you will be needing to reference it throughout every course that you take. Now, if you look at your schedule, you will see that most of the courses are 5 weeks, with the exception of one, the Quantitative Methods course, which is a 7-week course. If this is the first time you're taking any accelerated courses, it can take a few weeks until you adjust to the schedule. You will be meeting once a week from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock for 4 hours, and then, as I said, all of the classes except for one meet for 5 weeks, so you're meeting for 20 hours. That means there's 28 hours of instructional equivalencies that need to be completed outside of the classroom. That 28 hours is going to be done on Moodle. So Moodle is the learning management system that we use here at Albright, and that is something that you will learn a little bit more about next week in your e-learning course. That being said, the general rule of thumb is that students should set aside 20 hours per week in addition to class time to work on your schoolwork. Some weeks you may need a few more hours, other weeks you may need a little less, but before you begin the program, block out 20 hours a week on your calendar. It will just make it that much easier. In this program, you cannot procrastinate. You have to start working up front. If you know what is going to be done before the class begins, then you can start planning ahead. Most instructors should be sending you the syllabus at least a week before the class begins. Ideally 2 weeks, but most will probably send it to you a week before it begins. I will have my information to you in about a week or two. You'll have access to the Moodle site, and then you'll also have access to the syllabus. A lot of the courses, as I said, do include a big research paper and also a presentation, so that will also help you figure out how you need to structure your week so that you can complete your coursework. I also have some study tips for students and some different tools that I'm not going to go over now, but if you are interested in that, you can just see me during the first class, or if you want the information before, you can just send me an email and I can send you my handouts. The other thing that I just wanted to mention is that the way that your program is designed, you'll see that in the second year, you will be completing your research project after you complete your statistics courses. And just one other thing too, I'm sorry if I'm jumping around, but I just thought of something else. For your quantitative methods, research methods, program evaluation, applied project 1 and applied project 2 courses, you need to pass each of those before you continue on. So please keep that in mind. If you do not pass research methods, you will need to step out of the cohort, retake research methods with another cohort, and then continue on with your classes. The same holds true if something happens where you have to step out of the program, maybe due to illness, or maybe you just have a lot going on with work and you have to do some traveling, so you might have to step out for a course. If you have to step out during any of those 5 courses that I just mentioned, again, it's the quantitative methods, research methods, program evaluation, applied 1 and applied 2, you will need to complete those with a different cohort. The other courses do not require prereqs. So let's say, for example, you have a baby during abnormal psychology. If that's the case and you need to step out for abnormal psychology and for the ethics class which follows, you can still pick up with your cohort with quantitative methods and then just retake the 2 courses that you stepped out with at another time. But please be advised, this can affect your financial aid if you do receive financial aid. So those are just a couple of things to keep in mind. The other thing that I wanted to mention, which is up here on the PowerPoint, is in regards to your general education courses. Now, some of you may have completed all of the courses that you need for your electives and that you need to meet your general education requirements, but some of you may still have some credits that you need to make up. Some students will elect to double up and complete those courses while they're taking their 16 major courses. If you decide to do that, I strongly encourage you to do it during the first year of the program. The second year is going to be very busy with your research that you're going to be doing, and in fact, you will be doing your research and gathering your data while you're taking your diversity course, while you're working on your HR management and professional issues courses. So you're already, in a sense, going to be doubling up just by the nature of the way the program has been designed. So if you do need to take any general education courses, please speak with your enrollment advisor and try to take them during the first year of the program. So usually a good rule of thumb might be to wait until you're 2 or 3 courses in. So it might be a good time to think about, looking at the summer offerings and fall offerings to get those in. Some students, though, do decide to complete the 16 major courses and then focus on the general education and elective requirements. If you decide to do that, that's perfectly okay. The only thing is you may not be able to walk in the graduation ceremony with your cohort. So for some students, that's really important to them because they are a member of a cohort and you're going through this together. You're going to build a lot of friendships and close relationships, and people go through this together and they want to walk in the ceremony together. So that that's something else to keep in mind, but you certainly do have the option to take any electives or general education requirements once you complete the major courses, if you only want to take one class at a time. Okay, the other thing I have up there are academic policies, and these are outlined nicely in your student handbook, and I think Nancy has a few slides she's probably going to go over. Probably the ones that are most important, although they all are important, but certainly the plagiarism and academic honesty policy, so please make sure that you review that. Be advised that if you are caught cheating or submitting work that is not yours, if it is your first offense, the instructor may fail you for the assignment or fail you for the course. And in past experience, if you're failed for the assignment, chances are you're going to fail the course because the assignments are weighted, papers are weighted more than other assignments, and it will go into your academic record. Additional offenses may result in dismissal from the college. The other policy that I wanted to bring to your attention is attendance. Certainly missing 1 out of 5 classes is going to be a big deal. That's 1/5 of the program or of your course. So that is a lot of time that you're missing, a lot of seat time. So please try to do everything you can to be here, but we do understand, if you do have the flu, you're really sick, you can't be here, or, if you have a family emergency, we do understand those things. But please, most importantly, keep in touch with your instructors, let them know what's going on so they can get you any material that may not be posted on Moodle or anything additional that is handed out in class. If you miss 2 classes, you may be withdrawn by the instructor. So it's at the discretion of the instructor to withdraw the student, and you would still be responsible for paying the portion of the class that you did attend. And I will tell you, the majority of instructors will withdraw students for 2 absences. But those who don't, if there is a 3rd absence, that's an automatic withdrawal. So we do take attendance here very seriously. We do expect you to be here from 6 o'clock till 10 o'clock. If you are not present the whole time, if the instructor does grade on participation, you will be graded accordingly. And then finally, just some other success strategies. Please, relax. I know students get very nervous and this is a big step, but you're going to do fine. Our students do very well. The key is to stay in communication with your instructors. Let them know if you have any questions or concerns. Utilize the academic support services we have on campus, especially the Writing Center. We have an excellent staff at our Writing Center, and even if you're used to getting good grades on papers, I still encourage you to send your papers to the Writing Center for review, because it doesn't hurt to have a second set of eyes. In addition, these are higher level courses, so expectations may be a little bit different than what you're used to depending where you transferred in from. And Nancy will talk a little bit more about the Writing Center, and I'll talk a little bit more about that my first class. And then finally, as I said, Don't procrastinate, stay organized, and you'll be fine. I know 2 years seems like a very long time, but believe me, it's going to go by so quickly. And when I see you at your cohort completion dinner in 2 years, you're going to come up to me and say, you told us, I didn't believe you, but you told us it would go fast, and it did. So enjoy it while you're here. Remember, we're here to help you. Please contact us with any questions. And again, I congratulate you for making this decision to continue your education, and welcome to Albright. And I look forward to meeting with you in a few weeks.